People go and they say standard of care of Johns Hopkins, Mayo, Stanford. You guys are talking about this. You know who they come to after that? Us.
Us.
Yeah.
Us. These are real cases, real people, real outcomes. The other thing, what people don't realize is the toughest cases come to us. The toughest cases in autoimmunity comes to me. You know, Chris, we're talking about like people go and they say standard of care of Johns Hopkins, Mayo, Stanford. You guys are talking about this. You know who they come to after that? Us.
Us.
Yeah.
Us.
Beat the Mayo. I play Beat the Mayo all the time being in Minnesota.
Let's just use POTS as an example. POTS in the conventional world is a cardiologist's problem. So meaning like there's something wrong with somebody's heart. Let's have you go see a cardiologist and let them give you heart medications, which are typically blood pressure medication, beta blockers, that will slow down the heart to prevent the fast heart rate, but it drops their blood pressure more. So they're coming to you because they're fainting, they're dizzy, they're nauseated, and the blood pressure's already dropping like crazy. They can't work, they can't drive, their lives are totally screwed up. They go see a cardiologist who gives them medication to drop their blood pressure even more, right? And that's the standard of care at POTS Clinic at some of these facilities that I just mentioned. And then after that fails, they come to me. This is 6 years later, $60,000, $600,000 later, 3 years of lost work later, right? And so for me, we get the toughest cases, but at the same time, they're not even hard cases for us to solve. Like seriously, POTS, I eat that for breakfast. Give me something else for dinner. Like, come on, bro. And we have like case studies after case studies after case studies of results from these impossible to treat diagnoses from these centers that really don't do anything to help these people permanently at all.
As of last week, that my pot symptoms that I came in with, which is a form of dysautonomia, have been gone since week 2. I'm surprised it took me this long to realize it, just with other symptoms and stuff going on. But it was really just mastering my blood sugar, I think, that really helped with my pot symptoms, which I know many people come into the program with. So I'm really thrilled about that.
POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, is basically one of those mystery diagnoses that's really hard for people to diagnose. But even once you get the diagnosis, there really is no good treatment. People will go to Johns Hopkins Mayo Clinic and they take blood pressure meds to slow down the heart, which drops their blood pressure more, which makes their dizziness and fainting worse. There is no good treatment out there for POTS. But Dana just said something here that's revolutionary. What did you say fix the POTS?
Sugar balancing.
It is absolutely a blood sugar balancing issue, and nobody out there understands this. And that's why just in week 2, she's already turned it around. And this is the kind of thing that literally ends careers for people. At the age of 26, she figured this out by week 2. That's
Yay.
I mean, that's typical case, Rob, you know, and you as an internist, how many cases of POTS have you seen dealt with in a hospital setting, in an emergency room setting? You know,
Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, and they're
with
all started
cardiology
on
meds.
they're all started on propranolol or something like that, and then they wonder why they feel like shit all the time.
Standard of care, dude. And not one standard of care physician have done additional testing, hormonal involvement, or trained themselves in realizing it's not a cardiology problem. It's actually an autoimmune related issue and it's a blood sugar related issue. Boom. And in 2 weeks, I could do what somebody in 6 years can never get results of. That's what I mean when people truly understand with real life case studies. When people are like, have you published? Oh, yeah. How about 150 plus, 200 case studies? How many would you like? How about 2 a week of results that you never see anywhere else? Right? That's the kind of thing where people need to understand is that there are thousands and thousands of people every day that are getting these out of the box results as a result of addressing their root causes. That's evidence. And what I'm seeing as well in the program, at least 10, if not 15% of the people joining the program, Anne, are medical providers. So this is the thing is when doctors or nurses, respiratory therapists, when they get sick themselves, do you think they're running to the conventional doctor? They're coming here like first. You know, for me, I do see a huge tide. I see hope in my colleagues that are here, and I also see hope in literally the hundreds of medical providers that are actually going through our program and have gone through our program over the last 5 years. If you think that you have something that could benefit from a functional medicine approach, type it in chat right now. I would love to hear what that is. You could get some feedback. We have thousands of resources, interviews, trainings, case studies to be able to share with you. I want this information accessible for everybody, but we're not going to be able to get it to you if you don't raise your hand. So go ahead in the comment section, raise your hand, tell us more about you, and we'd love to get to know you more.